In this update, we're going to look at the latest version of B3i Re coming this August. It's our end-to-end reinsurance administration application. I'm going to have a quick catch up with Ariz Tzakas, our product owner for B3i Re. Welcome, Ariz. First things first, why don't you give us a quick overview of what we can expect to come in August?
So with every release, we try to expand on existing functionality and additionally introduce new features. Some of the highlights of this new release will include the ability to place treaty quota share contracts, the ability to upload large files, up to 10 gigabytes each file. Um, we also allow the integration of technical accounting information with some of the most popular administration applications, which we are enabling via our partner application ReaderBlock. And we also have introduced some improvements, very necessary improvements to the technical accounting and claims, more specifically around the ability to accept them and query them. Naturally, of course, you can imagine there are also other improvements which go behind the scenes, and these are around performance, stability, security. These are not things that the user will experience, but they are necessary to make sure that the application is enterprise ready.
Thanks, Ariz, and that sounds like we're making it even better than our last release. So this is going to be version 2.2. One of the big features that you've already mentioned there is bringing quota shares to B3i Re. Do you want to give us a little bit of background as to what was involved to get there and what this means for customers?
Exactly. So with every new contract type we introduce, we make sure we work with our customers based on real contracts to ensure that we capture all the necessary parameters required for this contract type. So of course you can expect that whatever functionality we have for CAD Excel, like the audit trail, the chat, the negotiation, the workflow, this will be of course available for quota share. But as I said, we made sure to capture the parameters of the contracts, which would include things like sliding scale commissions, fixed rate commissions, cash losses, uh, claim notification limits, loss caps, ability to introduce sections, multiple sections, each with their own coverages and exclusions. So we wanted to make sure that with this release we can capture 80% of the contracts out there, and of course with every release we want to capture additional parameters to make sure we can support more and more of these contracts.
That's fantastic. So we've moved from having Cat XOL contracts on B3i Re, now introducing quota share treaties with all the same functionality, and going beyond to make sure it works really well for those contracts. You mentioned integration. Now, this has been a really core part of what we do because there's a lot. I mean, we're an end-to-end, or B3i Re is an end-to-end reinsurance application. In order to be end-to-end, we need to integrate with existing systems. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about the integration functionality that we've introduced for this version?
Indeed. Indeed, the life cycle of a reinsurance contract, doesn't stop with the placement or the technical account. It needs to continue all the way to essentially financial reporting. So we do realize the need that as we're building this platform, we have to make sure we can integrate with existing reinsurance administration platforms, with other systems, and that we enable by first of all ensuring that we have our own set of APIs, which is in place and it's available for everyone to integrate if they want to. At the same time, we also wanted to make it even easier to integrate, and we partnered with an application called ReaderBlock. And what this allows us is to send accord compatible messages, so based on the EBOT and ECODE standard, and that means that we can send those messages to applications that can accept them. And some of the supported applications, by the way, include some of the biggest ones out there: SAP, FSRI, DXC6, ProRes, Blue, um, and of course, we also support exporting to CSV. So that's something which should enable the integration with quite a few applications out there. Naturally, we appreciate that we need to do more with integration. So we're open with customers. We always ask them, if you have some need around integration, come to us and we can explore how we can achieve that.
That's right. We're always looking to improve this product, and we're always very close to the customer, and that really shows. So I've got a question here for you as well. We talk about claims and technical accounting. Now, we obviously delivered that in a previous version, but I know that your team have just been making it better and better. Do you want to talk about through some of the changes that are coming in 2.2?
Yes, so with technical accounting and claims, we introduced them for CAD Excel with the previous release, and we've listened to some of the feedback from our customers, so we continue making improvements around these features. So we made improvements to the usability of these components. So now it's more easy to shift through these technical accounting entries. There are more filters. There's the option to reorder and fix some of these columns as you're going through the list. But very importantly, we also enabled the ability to um, accept and query each individual technical accounting item. So that means that the reinsurers can raise a query, the cedent can respond to that, both parties can always see the history of this chat, and at the end, the reinsurer can accept the technical accounting item. So that really gives the ability to um, have a fine grained control for each and every item. And since we're introducing with this release treaty quota share support, we will be also extending technical accounting and claims to support those contracts very soon.
Aris, I can see all the changes that have come there, especially the customer feedback into that session, into claims and technical accounting. It's been an evolving process, so it's really good now to see it being brought from CatXOL across the treaty quota shares as well. And I can imagine that being the same for future iterations down the line. Next, I'd like to talk about uploading and exporting. Seem quite small items, but actually are very important in the process for reinsurance administration. So I want to get your views or your update on uploading large files and exporting in the context of treaty quota share contracts.
These are actually quite important. The customers always ask us, how can I upload all the information for my submission in one place, the B3i Re platform, and how can I export all the details that I enter in the system to share it with other parties? So both of them are quite important. So on the uploading side, as I briefly mentioned before, we've introduced now a large file management capability. That's a great actually example of us not just using blockchain technology, because blockchain is not meant for uploading large files, as people know. So we use the right technology, and we made sure to integrate it into the solution. So it's of course ensuring that the immutability, the auditability is still there when you upload those files. And to give you an idea, each file can be uploaded, can have a size of 10 gigabyte. So all these modeling files that the brokers prepare, they can be uploaded and then they will be available in one place. Regarding the export of the data, let's not forget that whatever is, of course, stored on the ledger, it's there. So we want to make sure, of course, to give the user the option to extract this information. So besides naturally downloading files, we improved our PDF generation engine. So what you would expect is that when you export a contract, which is a CAD Excel contract, there will be a different template than a quota share contract. Um, as I said, this will be allowing us to create even more customized templates in the future.
I think that's really important information there. You talked about delivering a solution around uploading large files, and you made sure that happens within B3i Re 2.2, and now we've got these different templates. So I can see different functionality emerging to support all the activity that's happening, and making it even easier for customers. Making things even easier for customers is a good segue into our last piece, which is user improvements. And this is all about where the team have been listening to customer feedback and delivering nice little tweaks here and there, which just make it even easier for customers to use.
Yes, so when we have those sessions with our customers, be it a demo, be it a training, um, we always make sure to capture those feedback. We try to we want to make sure whenever we have those sessions to also include someone from our UX team, because then they can also see directly the feedback that customers give us. Um, so some of those things that they mention could be little things, but having a big impact. But the main topic we want to make sure is that we want to avoid any manual redundancy. So we appreciate that some of these things that the customer will have to type in. So we want to make sure we don't ask them to always type things again and again. So whether it's something like duplicating a contract, so they don't have to do it again, duplicating a treaty, whether it's something around seeing very clearly that a new contract is actually new, was just created, so they can distinguish between the other ones. Whether it's something around, for example, when they scroll up and down in the screen, um, we were getting the feedback that they lose track of, which layer am I looking now, as these are vertically represented. So we made sure to include graphical cues that always tell you which layer that is that you're looking at. We also introduced navigation bars. As you navigate through the contract, you don't have to keep scrolling up and down. You can just select the navigation bar, select written lines, and then you jump down to this section. So it's a number of improvements we introduced, and we're quite happy about them. Um, they may sound simple, but I think the improvement to the usability and to ensure that the user doesn't have to repeat things, I think it's quite important.
Ariz, thank you so much. And that is one of the most important things, is just making it as sleek and as simple as possible for customers to use this software. And I can definitely see that in this release. So thank you for sharing with us what's coming in version 2.2. You can expect that in August of this year. If you want to stay up to date with everything that B3i has coming out, please visit our website, our LinkedIn, or Twitter. Either way, we look forward to sharing the latest update with you in August.